Are these cameras here too?
Keller Gamer.
Okay, I'd like to open up our city council meeting for Monday, April 15th. I hope everyone's got their taxes in. I ask that we please stand for the pledge of allegiance, remain standing for the invocation. Alderman,
Sure.
all right. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Evans.
Let us bow our heads. As we all come together today, we would like to say thank you for another day we have not seen before.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you for giving us another opportunity for another meeting. Let it be very in peace and everything. And Lord,
Yes.
bless those that came out today for whatever reason that they came out. Give them blessing and understanding for this meeting, and bless all the council members of the meeting. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Alderman. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to catch you off, but I know that you're always prepared.
Always prepared.
That's right. Anytime. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy. Alderman January.
Present.
Okay, we have two items that I'd like to move.
Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. We have our two aldermen that were not able to be present. One's on the road and the other one was ill. Alderman Coleman and Alderman Murphy would gonna be on Zoom, so. Huh?
I only think that's only because I don't have an
Oh, there we go. Okay, if I can get a motion to accept them to come on as Zoom?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman January, to allow our two aldermen, Alderman Coleman and Alderman Murphy, to come in through Zoom. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Aye.
Motion carried. Alderman Coleman and Alderman Murphy, you're now allowed to come in through Zoom. All right, we do have two things that are under regular agenda. I ask that we please move them up, 7-1 and 7-2. Can we take those both, have them passed and then read
Yeah.
at the same time? Is that okay?
Yeah.
We have 7-1, consideration and approval of resolution for Carol Walsick Frank's Lounge for 60 years of business in North Chicago. And 7-2 is consideration and approval of a resolution for Dave H. Newsom, David's Barbershop for 60 years of business in North Chicago.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman January, second by Alderman Jackson, that 7-1 and 7-2 be passed as presented. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Motion carried for both. I would ask that, Ms. Franks, would you please come forward?
Yeah.
And, can I have the city clerk? The resolution that we just passed. Would you please read the resolution?
Resolution Carol Welsick, Frank's Lounge. Whereas the history of Frank's Lounge began in the late 1930s and early 1940s in the city of North Chicago. Jenny and Stanley Frank Senior, who were once the owners of the Gaiety, located on Sheridan Road in North Chicago, and Jeannie's Gin House, located on 14th Street in North Chicago, successfully ran those two businesses for many years. And whereas following the success of those two establishments, Jenny and Stanley decided to sell the gin house to Butch Larson, a family friend, during the 1950s. With this new opportunity, the Frank family was able to purchase the property located at 2234 Green Bay Road in North Chicago. This new location housed a small bar and a diner. In 1963, Jenny Frank decided to expand the business by upgrading the bar, adding a laundromat, as well as adding 8 apartments on the upper level of the bar. And whereas Jenny and Stanley Senior grew older, they decided to pass the family business along to their sons, Stanley, Mickey Frank Jr., and Billy Frank. Billy and Mickey successfully ran the business together until the passing of Billy Frank in 1990. Following the passing of Billy, Stanley and Carol Frank became the sole owners of Frank's Lounge, the businesses and property. With this new ownership, the community welcomed the changes and frequented Frank's Lounge with love and open arms. In 2018, with the unfortunate passing of Stanley Mickey Frank Jr., Carol Welsick Frank chose to carry on Frank's family business in honor of her late husband. And whereas Carol Welsick Frank has continued the Frank family history as a female bar and business owner, operating with an almost entirely female staff and some exceptional male counterparts, she has proven to be boss among many. Upon this new ownership, new female-owned businesses have now flourished and set a precedent for the future generations to come. Even during the COVID-19 pandemic, with the love and support of Carol's 3 children, granddaughter, past and longstanding staff, Frank's Lounge stood the test of time. And whereas in the city where dreams really do come true, Carol Welsick Frank and staff are looking towards a better day and a better way for Frank's Lounge and properties, with hope for continued success in the city that they have been a part of for the past 60+ years. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Leon Rockingham Jr. and the City Council of North Chicago, Illinois, honors Carol Welsick Frank, owner of Frank's Lounge, for longstanding business success in the city of North Chicago. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be spread upon the official journals and records of the city of North Chicago, and a copy be presented to Carol Welsick Frank.
To Carol, congratulations, many years,
In the microphone, please. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Carol, thank you yeah, I know, it's a microphone. And I'm a politician, so, but, you know, this is something that I'm glad to see Alderman, Allett had decided to, represent some of the businesses in our community that has been here and set the foundation for the city of North Chicago and all of, you know, our residents. Carol, there was a mistake on this resolution. It says 60 years. It should have been 72 years in North Chicago. So, you know, we don't want to just give
Right,
a piece of paper.
right. Set the bar high.
Yes. this is inside. You can post it in front of Frank's. But it does say, presented to Carol Franks for years of dedicated service at Frank's Lounge. The community of North Chicago thanks you, 2024. Congratulations.
All right. All right.
Oh, wait a minute, no mic.
I'm glad you said a martini glass.
And we're going to Frank's after this.
Brittany, you heard that they going to Frank's.
I'm having a soda. Carol, did you want to say something?
I want to thank the community for allowing me to be and supporting us through all these years, through the good times and the bad times. And I couldn't have done it without this community. And then my staff.
Yeah.
Some of my staff has been with me over 20 years. They started when they just turned 21, and we
Thank
picked
you.
up a few along the way.
Yeah.
So without all of them, I couldn't have done this. So I thank them,
Okay.
and I've been very
Yeah.
fortunate.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank-
Can I get my staff?
That's okay. It's okay.
Greg, Heather, Ellen, you're part of my staff. Your name's on that paper.
Woo, yes, we going to Frank's tonight. Hey, how you doing? Good, good. Good to see you.
Three, two, one.
I'm well.
I just want to know that. We look out for the bench and that.
I know. Mr. D's always
That's your boss.
And, also, we want to recognize, Alderman Murphy says congratulations to Ms. Franks for, all the years, one of our aldermen who's online. Want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mr. Newsom, would you please come forward, Dave? Yes. So, City Clerk, would you please read this resolution?
Resolution, Dave H. Newsom, Dave's Barbershop. Whereas Dave H. Newsom was born to Dave Senior and Willie Mae Newsom on August 1st, 1941 in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He graduated from Leighton, training school in 1961. He went on to complete barber school in Chicago and then opened his own business in North Chicago shortly thereafter. And whereas Dave H. Newsom has been married to Daisy for more than 60 years and has 3 children, 9 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. And whereas Dave H. Newsom opened Dave's Barbershop in 1965 at 2401 22nd Street in North Chicago. The business was in operation for 25 years before major growth warranted the need for its current location at 2301 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in North Chicago. And whereas Dave's Barbershop started with a staff of 2 full-time barbers and now has the capability of employing 10 or more barbers and or beauticians with a steady clientele. Dave's Barbershop has a reputation of providing quality service in a hometown atmosphere. He has built a clientele that includes the likes of professional athletes from the Chicago Bears, the Chicago Bulls, and some of the area's most prominent business professionals. Dave's was also proud to service our local men and women of the armed forces of the Great Lakes Naval Base. And whereas Dave H. Newsom has received numerous awards for the local local chamber office as well as the Small Businessman of the Year Award in 1997 by the National Urban League for his continued service to the community. Dave has been recognized as a leader in the community and has helped many young stylists by performing a mentorship program and apprenticeship program in his commitment to quality service and helping those who help themselves. Dave continues to be instrumental in aiding other local stylists to be successful, opening and operating several other beauty and barber salons throughout the northern Illinois area. Now, therefore, be resolved that Mayor Leon Rockingham Jr. and the City Council of North Chicago, Illinois, honors Dave H. Newsome, owner of Dave's Barbershop, for longstanding business success in the city of North Chicago.
All right, congratulations. And let me say also, many years I've had this gentleman cut my hair. I just changed up a little bit. But you know, what this resolution says is truly, something that is near and dear to my heart. Because, I mean, this, as a barber, Dave, like he said, has, been able to bring in barbers who have now moved on and start their own business and are now their own entrepreneurs in not only our community, but surrounding communities. And that means a lot, you know, it's knowing that it was started here in North Chicago. You know, Dave has, been a part of our community for so many years. We just wanted to say congratulations, many more. You know, this and you know, as a minority business owner, it's not always easy, but he has stood the test of time. Congratulations, Dave.
I just want to say Alvin Allen. Like I said, when I used to go to him a long time.
Microphone, please.
Michael Jackson, now I'm about cave now. So, that's just how long he's been in the business. But Dave, I just want to say it's an honor to just sit up here and just see how you've been running your business in our community here. That's why I want to recognize these businesses. I tell everybody every day, if you don't support your own city, no one else gonna do it. So that's why I try to tell people, we want to congratulate these people for this here. I want to say thank you, Dave, for 63 years. I would get my hair cut and I said, Dave, how long you been here? He said, what? You got anything from North Chicago? He said, no. I thought, okay, I promise you I have some soon. So that's what I wanted to make sure that we just honor these businesses in our community that's been here so long and doing a good thing. And it could have left and went anywhere. They chose to stay in the city of North Chicago. Thank you.
And I just want to say, as being in his business, being in the Fifth Ward in North Chicago, congratulations. I used to get my hair cut there too until I changed my style. But when the first building that you had, I used to come there and get my hair cut as well. And thank you for having a successful business here in North Chicago.
Congratulations. Also, we do have a plaque and it reads, presented David Newsome for 63 years of dedicated service as a barber. The community of North Chicago thanks you 2024. Congratulations also.
I want to thank Alderman Allen and the city of North Chicago for recognizing me as one of the city businesses and appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Can we get the family also up for a photo? Okay.
Alderman Murphy also said congratulations.
We'll get the family up here. Yeah.
Bounce it out over here.
All right. Thank you. Shoot, let's go home now. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. All right, omnibus vote agenda,
Mayor Rockingham,
Alderman Allen.
I make a motion that we approve the omnibus vote agenda 5-1 through 5-11 as presented.
Second. It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Jackson, that the omnibus vote agenda be passed as presented. Are there questions? Okay. Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderman January.
Before I cast my vote, I just want to make the citizens aware, there are a number of items on the omnibus vote agenda that I do agree with. However, there's a few I do not. And this agenda, in my opinion, is not a germane agenda. Therefore, my vote is nay.
Alderman Jackson,
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Coleman,
Aye.
thank you.
Motion carried. Public comment.
Rayon Edwards.
Oh, yeah, get the mic there. Thank you.
Good evening, council, citizens.
Yes.
I come to you, Mr. Mayor, and I'm gonna ask a question, cause I'm tired, okay? So all weekend, we've been partying. On 10th Street, it's residents that stay over there. I'm so sick and tired of this gun violence in my community. I'm nervous, and I don't care about nobody else. But I'm gonna ask, when is we gonna start acting like we care about this community? You see what I'm saying? Because see, if I'm riding and I'm going through my community and I see a small group of black boys, we got time to stop and question them. But we know parties going on all through the community. There be sometimes I don't even see police ride through there. But I'm not gonna put all the pressure up on them. Because what I'm gonna ask this city council to do tonight, every club establishment in your city, I want to see a camera at the front entrance and the back entrance. We need to know what's going in and what's going out of these buildings. People like myself like to go out and have a good time, and I just got to say it, and I'm so glad y'all acknowledge Frank's. But I remember times they did things, y'all swamped them. Million police up there. I don't see that nowhere else. I'm tired. I am sick and tired. Mr. Coleman, I'm glad you're here, sir. You know, it's kind of disgusting to me when I get on Lake County, McHenry County scanner, and I see a sitting alderman talking like he's talking about the city that he's supposed to represent. It's disgusting. And you mad at everybody but yourself. You did the dumbest criminal activity in America. Ain't nobody said it, but I'm gonna say it for you. You don't have no authorization to go cut nothing. You didn't pay for it. That was paid for by the tax dollars. So you owe these citizens an apology while you trying to defend it. What I'm saying to all of y'all that's sitting up here, we didn't put y'all up here to play politics. We put y'all up here to handle the business for us. And the business is not getting handled because I don't see a damn thing changing. I'm tired of the same politics. I'm tired of the same people sitting in the same seat for too many years and ain't doing nothing. It's making me sick to my stomach. And I'm gonna keep coming here and I'm gonna keep talking about it until y'all act like y'all get it. Miss January, I appreciate you, but every time I come to this meeting, you vote no on paying the city bills. I'm so tired of it. And if you don't want to take care of the business of the city, I'm gonna ask you to exit the premises. You don't have to be there. But all y'all wanna fight with this mayor. Find somewhere else to fight with him at. We don't wanna see it here no more. We sick of it. I am sick of it, and I'm almost sick of y'all. Please, I am asking y'all for these people, for the citizens, for our babies, for the future. Do something different. And one of those things I'm going to start coming to talk about is mentorship. Every champion know when to step down.
Thank you. Let me if you don't mind, can I make a quick comment?
Please tell us.
Because, you know, it's not easy with gun violence, and you know that also. But, you know, the one thing I will say is the city of North Chicago, we are trying. We brought new, we've got more officers coming in also. And those officers are gonna be out on the streets and doing their best, because we can't be everywhere at the same time, and you know that. But we're gonna try to, try our best to curtail as much gunfire as we can. I know we made a stop over this weekend. We were able to, arrest 2 of the 3 that ran from the vehicle. Our officers did a great job to apprehend them, but that's just a start. I know that we need other things to continue to work with them. We're trying to put things in place. Again, trying to use technology as best we can to help with the cameras, shot spotters, license plate readers, and we're trying to get drones up in the air to just be able to cover the city of North Chicago. But it's still, I'm gonna say this, it still may not be able to eliminate it all, but if we can be able to stop one, that's one that we've been able to eliminate and to be able to control. But we're gonna keep fighting it.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't get an answer. I called twice. The first time it won 10 times, and the second time it won 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank God for your deputy chief, because if he wouldn't have answered, I wouldn't have got no help.
Well, and those are the things that we have to find out what's going on and why, and those things will get taken care of.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay,
So Mike-
Alderman
You-
Alderman Coleman, I'll give you
And-
just a
and
second.
Alderman Coleman, you guys can call me 847-414-8455.
Hold on, you can also call me as well, and you can talk to me as you're running out the building, as usual. Thank you.
Continue
Alderman
on.
Coleman, Mr. Edwards is out, but did you have a comment?
Yes, I do have a comment. My comment was to address Mr. Edwards, but I'll address everyone. I would just, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, until all the facts of the case actually come out. I just ask everyone in attendance, Rayon is left, to reserve your judgment, until the facts come out in the, court case. So I just ask everybody to be patient with me, and be patient with the process and allow the process to run its course and for all the facts and all the evidence to come out before we rush to judgment. So that's all I had to say. I appreciate everyone, that has supported me, through this time. And, I'll continue to do what I'll do. And that's fight for the taxpayers and the taxpayers' money. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman January.
Mike,
I also would like to add, even though the gentleman has left the premises, is that, I'm up here fighting every day for the citizens of North Chicago. I married my husband, who's the former Alderman Charles January, and I have taken his seat. Now, this is my 3rd term. And I have seen a lot of and I'm just gonna put it as very interesting items in the city. And if you want to know why I vote a certain way, please always come to me. Do not make rash decisions, as Alderman Anthony Coleman is saying. Don't make rash decisions on somebody's say-so. I have a reason why I vote the way I do. I'm not trying to fight with the mayor. I'm not trying to fight with these aldermen up here. I'm making a statement to help protect your tax dollars and how they're being used here in the city. So if you want to know what's going on, please feel free to give me a call again. And I'm willing to talk to anyone and explain. I have explained previously why I vote a certain way. And if you're not here to those meetings in the past, sorry, but just call. I'm open, I'm willing to talk and discuss. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. 7-3, consideration approval of the FY 2025 budget.
Mayor Rockingham,
Alderman Allen.
I make a motion that we, consider approving the, FY 2025 budget as presented. Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Evans, that 7-3 be passed as presented. Are there questions? Alderman
Mr. Mayor.
January. Alderman January and then Alderman Coleman. Go ahead, Alderman January.
Is Tawanda here?
Yes, Wanda is.
There she is. I see her.
Yep.
Good evening, Alderman. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. Just one question,
Mhm.
and it's an important question. As far as when the budget is, being prepared, what type of accounting method are we utilizing to prepare our budget?
Are you meaning what type of accounting method?
Mhm.
Governmental?
Mm-mm. Cost accounting.
It's not.
It's cost accounting. When you're using cost accounting, you're able to move money around funds. If you are using an actuary accounting, and could you please confirm that, Treasurer? If you're using actuary, you know the dollars down to the penny, and you cannot move funds. So, Treasurer, if you could please
I
elaborate.
believe what the question is, or what method we're using is modified accrual. Which is standard for government.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost all governments currently use modified accrual. I don't know of any specifically, besides the federal government that doesn't use it, because we use GASB as our requirements.
Mhm.
So that's going back to the point that we had last city council meeting in regards to the accounting of the investments and the paper losses and all that. That's governed by GASB, which is the Government Accounting Standards Board. That's what we all have to comply with. So the comptroller that we have now, Tawanda, has been attending the Illinois Municipal Treasury Association, which we do go over GASB at those conferences.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
And just to clarify, for clarification, are we using cost accounting in your,
No, we
Thank
use
you.
modified accrual. And if you look at the, I think was it Ladderback, they said in
Ladderback
their
and
last
Amy.
audit
Mhm.
as well, that we're using modified accrual.
Okay.
So they will go back and, which is part of the reason why it's delayed, was it all the different updates they want us to do?
Exactly.
changes that they want us to do. So,
Okay, and how are we with the audit information that we were given, the recommendations? Are we nearly completed with all of those, or?
last year's audit that we had fiscal year 2022, there was discussion about regarding the credit cards, regarding the pension, and I can't think right offhand what was the other one, but the pension, of course, we passed the pension funding policy for police and fire to reduce liability. The credit cards, it's a working process still. I think one of the comments was just making sure we have valid receipts for all transactions, which that's something we've been pushing to do. And right offhand, I know there was one other comment, but I can't think right offhand what it was.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Treasurer.
All right, Alderman Coleman.
Yes,
You had a question?
yes. May I speak to Mr. Jackson? Chief Jackson?
He's coming to the mic now. Okay.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson?
Good evening, Alderman.
Good, good. I had a question. I know I had stepped into your office. I did not get a chance to follow up. That is my apologies for having to ask you this on the floor. But did we ever get a chance to discuss the petty cash in the clerk's office as far as, did we ever resolve that situation? was that taken care of in the budget or?
I don't, yeah, that's operating cash in the comptroller's office, Alderman. I don't believe you and I had a conversation about the petty cash.
Well, it might not have been petty cash. Our conversation that we had was to make sure that, the workers, including the clerk's office, was able to buy water. And I didn't know how you were gonna do it. I thought you were gonna do it through petty cash instead of, adjustment on the budget.
No, we'll figure out a way to pop the money into a supply line for the clerk. Yeah, that was our conversation Friday, specifically about water.
Okay, so before I approve the vote for the budget, that has nothing to do with our budget, right? We won't have to amend the budget later.
No, we'll
Okay.
find money. We'll find money for water.
All right, thank you so much, Chief.
Sir.
Anyone else in the regarding? Roll call, yes. Roll call?
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
No.
Alderman Jackson. Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Motion carried. Good work, Tawanda, on the budget. So let me just say that to you. Good job. Seven 4, consideration and approval to reappoint Fire Chief John Umack and Treasurer Vance Wyatt to the Board of Treasury of the Firefighters Pension Fund.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman,
I
January.
move to motion, to separate these two out for reappointment. It should be separate voting
Can I ask why?
because it's two different people.
Same thing, though.
It's two different people.
Right.
That's why.
It's to one board. Same, right.
Doesn't matter. It's two different people.
Does that have to be a motion or can it just be separated out? So,
Second.
been moved by Alderman January, second by Alderman Jackson, that, we will separate the two, so, roll call.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January. Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Lori,
Yes.
You-
Yes.
I think your mic is off. I can't hear you. I think your mic is off. I can't hear you.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
No.
Alderman Allen.
No.
Motion carried. All right, first one is John Umack to the, trustee for the Firefighters Pension Fund. Oh,
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Jackson.
I move that we approve the reappointment of Fire Chief John Umack to the Board of Trustees of the Firefighters Pension Fund.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Jackson, second by Alderman January, that, 7-4 for Fire Chief John Umack. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Abstain.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Motion carried. Second appointment to the, trustee as firefighter pension is Vance Wyatt. Is there
So moved.
It's been
Second.
moved by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman January. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Smith, January. Okay.
Quick question.
Alderman.
What, is this a 3-year term, 2-year term, or what's the term on this? On these two?
Do we know?
I do believe they're 2-year terms.
2-year terms? Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Roll call.
Alderman January.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Motion carried. City bills,
Mayor Rockingham,
Alderman Allen.
I make a motion that we pay the bills for $1,694,583.42 when funds come available.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Smith, that the city bills be paid as presented. Are there questions? Alderman January.
Hi, two questions.
Okay.
The usuals. Do we have sufficient funds to cover the bill run, and when will the checks be cut and signed?
We currently do have sufficient funds to cover the bill run. The checks will be cut tomorrow and sent out on Wednesday.
Okay, and then I believe it's the end of Thursday, business day?
Yes.
For the water fund amount?
The water fund at the beginning, prior to bills being cut, $8,595,975.96.
Thank you.
Anything else? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Jackson. Alderman Coleman.
I stand with my fellow Alderman Kathy January, no.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen. Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
No.
Motion carried. Miscellaneous business,
Mayor Rockingham.
Alderman Evans.
Well, I'm just gonna say it. As a city alderman here in North Chicago, I really believe that people should take it more serious than what they do. The same people gets up here, they ask these questions, they go through the same process, and they think it's a joke. The city has an open policy where we can go and talk to the staff. Some of these questions that we ask up here shouldn't even be asked on the floor. You wait till you get on the floor, you try to grandstand on the floor, and it's not even right. Every week or every 2 weeks, we know the same question that's gonna be asked. We don't know why some of these people keep saying no to the same thing, but they have their agenda. We don't know why these people come and sit up here at these city council meetings and then leave when it's a committee meeting. You grandstand to sit up here for a council meeting and you act like everything is okay for the rest of us to sit here while you get up and move around. It ain't right. And that goes for anybody. If you feel that it's you, it's got to be you. That's just the bottom line. I'm sitting up here for the reason is because I really want people to really pay attention, not just up in here. Go to these meetings, especially come to that meeting. I'm having a ward meeting Saturday. It's gonna be in North Chicago at the youth center. That ward meeting starts at 10 o'clock. There will be a ward meeting that morning. Please come out. I'm gonna answer whatever question you guys got for me, I'm gonna answer them. And I'm gonna tell you why some of these people act the way they act while they're up here. Cause there's a reason why they do that, you know? And then the other thing, not only is we having a war, but we having a fashion show. Thought I forgot about that. Yeah, we're gonna have a fashion show and you can win prizes and stuff like that. But you know what? But we are a city and we are a great city. The mayor just announced at the last meeting how one of the houses that's boarded up on MLK is gonna be getting torn down. You know, it's an eyesore right now, but things are happening in our city. Not only that, we got a lot of street work that's happening in our city and a lot of different things that's going on. But we cannot continue to represent our city and have people on this board tear our city down. Whatever people done did to get themselves in jams or whatever they have done to misrepresent themselves, hold that to yourself. Because we don't have anything to do with that. That's not representing our city. If you want to represent our city, do it the right way. We're not asking nobody to do nothing illegal. We're not asking nobody for their answers because they decided to say no every time it's time to pay something. Common sense would tell anybody, you got to pay bills around here. You ain't going nowhere without paying bills. If you got a question about it, ask, that's what you got a comptroller for. Go to their office. Their office is open. Every day it's open. She's in there. You don't have to sit here and grandstand on the floor because you ain't gonna get no answer, no different answer. And whoever was a past alderman or whatever, let that be. We're not here for the past. We're here for right now. Until things change, which will change come February. So we will be changing some things, whether I'm sitting here or whoever's sitting here. The city need to look at some of these seats and change some of these people. I'm saying it, change them, because they need to be changed, because the city need to move forward. Thank you, Mayor. Don't forget about Saturday. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Anyone
Mr.
else?
Mayor, Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Coleman.
yes, I would like to address my good friend Alderman Carl Evans, because I was the one that voted no, for the bills. The reason why I vote no, is because there have been times in our bills and in our bill runs in which the packet, the receipts have not been turned in. And we voted to pay for the bills, and there was no checks and balances for the receipts to be turned in as the audit. And you heard Mrs. Joyner, our comptroller, come up and say last year was mentioned in the audit about the receipts. So we get our packet. Our final packet comes from the attorney on Friday. So that literally gives me 2 days to go over the packet, right? And I think it's done intentionally not to allow the alderman opportunity to thoroughly go over the packet, right? So until I get the packet in enough timing to make sure that I can verify, which we have proof that people are not turning in the proper receipts, until we can get some checks and balances and some accounting practices to protect the taxpayers' money. And we also know that there has been employees and entities that were questionable in their ethics, that when it came to money. So until I feel confident that our city has our taxpayers' money fully protected with checks and balances, I will continue to stand with my fellow alderman, Kathy January, until we as a city make sure that we have the proper checks and balances. So it's the bills get paid. You need 4 votes. So unless my good friend changes his mind about voting no for the bills are going to get paid. So the scare tactic of saying the bills aren't going to get paid because we have 2 aldermen that are asking for accountability, it doesn't fly with me. The bills are going to get paid. And me and fellow Alderman Kathy January, we are asking for accountability. And that's why I vote no for the bills. And every time you get up here, every time aldermen get up here and say the same thing about grandstanding, it appears that you're grandstanding yourself, because not only does Alderman January say the same thing, also Alderman Evans says the same thing. So with that being said, I rescind the floor with my 10 minutes. But that's my answer.
All right, Alderman January.
I just want to say, thank you, Alderman Coleman. Yes, I agree with Alderman Coleman. We've had discussions prior to him becoming an alderman, and we are wanting transparency. We are wanting to have accountability and making sure that the citizens' monies are being utilized appropriately. So obviously there's an issue when 2 people are saying no, But as you see, the bill run still gets paid because there are other aldermen that are saying yes, and that's fine. That's their choice. I just also want to say, to let everybody an update about my husband Charles January. He is home. He came home Tuesday finally from the
Right.
hospital.
Congratulations.
He is doing better. Not quite there. He's got a long road ahead with rehabilitation at home with home health. But we just got that going, and I'm just glad that he's home and he's feeling better. And please feel free to give him a call, stop by and see him, whatever. He'd love to see people. He's not coming out right now, obviously. So want to keep him as healthy as I can and out of that hospital for a while, if not for a very, very long time. So again, I want to thank the citizens, the council, the mayor, for the prayers and the support and the well wishes. I know he feels the same way. Hopefully one of these days he'll get out and come out and say that to you all himself. So thank you again.
Thank you. Is there anything else or anyone else? I will say, Alderman January, I'm glad to hear that. Whatever differences we have, either way, you know, I always believe that, you know, we want to make sure he continues to be in good health because that's something that we all want to, you know, achieve. So please. Yes, I understand. Please pass it on to him, though. Right.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, if I could,
Yes.
if you'd indulge me for 1 second before I go on to the red folders I provided the council members today. It's 8 months since I came on board with the city of North Chicago as their chief of staff. And it has been a challenging and exciting and wonderful experience. The people in the community have been exceptional. I've enjoyed working with many of them. And what prompted me to make this point was something the mayor said, and it was congratulations, or good job to Tawanda on the budget as our comptroller. I've been around government in the public sector for over 25 years, almost 25 years. And I know I look young, but that's just the way it is. And you always hope that you impart something when you're someplace. And I always have been big on takeaways. And I bring this up because it's the budget and how much, having put budgets together in previous communities, how much I appreciate Tawanda's work and what I learned from her. It's always nice to learn from people, and as long as you keep learning, as I have with the bulk of the staff. So thank you for your indulgence on that. We take off for Springfield, a very beautiful scenic ride down Interstate 55. And I provided the council members with some of the items that we're going to be discussing with our legislators and agencies down there. Also to include that aren't on this, having conversations with IDNR regarding the land swap for the water tower, as well as I reached out to one of the directors today from IDOT to set up a meeting regarding the cameras that should have been up a year, 2 years ago. What you have in this package is a thank you letter from Mayor Rockingham. We are putting this in a separate folder with our logo on it for our legislators. The city of North Chicago legislative priorities, the facilities and road rehab funding requests. These are local and state. We've also submitted some federal. The mayor has, Senator Durbin, Congressman Schneider, and Senator Duckworth. Some of those rehab, facility and road rehab plans include public works, includes the fire department, the police station. It also includes road rehab for Sheridan Road and for Broadway. So we're going in there to ask for some dollars for those as well. And then we also have a communication that's been asked to be passed on from the school district. Dr. Price had conversation with me a couple weeks ago. This is for the North Chicago referendum relief legislation that was sponsored by Senator Johnson. And anytime that you can offer relief to the school district, it's going to ultimately offer relief to the taxpayers. So it's a piece of legislation that I'm confident, the city council and the members of the community are gonna be very supportive of. The IML legislative ask sheet is just for your reference, so you know what the priorities are for, the Illinois Municipal League, and then the federal capital projects I spoke about before. If anybody has any questions about any of the documents in here, the legislation, I'm more than happy to either, give you some deeper insight, before we go or when we come back.
Are there any other questions? I do want to just echo, I know that as we go down to Springfield, it is considered Lobby Day, and we are joined with our fellow communities throughout the state of Illinois to advocate for the issues that are going on throughout the state in regards to cities that are affected. One of the big things that we are going down for is LGDF to be fully funded, to receive our 10% that the state took away some years ago. We are down back to, I think, 6.4%, but we need to be fully funded to our 10% level. I know we lose about $1 million something every year because we're not fully funded. Those are the projects that we can go back and get our roads and other things that we did not have to pass on to our residents in regards to taxes. Another big effort that the Illinois Municipal League is the grocery tax. Though, the governor decided to no longer put on the grocery tax, one of the big things is we will lose close to $100,000 in taxes. And we're a municipality that doesn't have that many grocery stores. Think of those like the Waukegan that has the Walmart, the Aldi's, the, Save-A-Lots. They're gonna be losing millions of dollars. And the one thing that IML has stated is there is no benefit back to the state in regards to putting on the grocery tax. It's not like they're gonna be receiving dollars, because those dollars are passed right on to the communities. And the governor has taken this away, but he doesn't know how that affects other communities. The governor has said to, the communities implement a tax onto your own taxpayers to cover that loss. Well, those that are coming in to utilize it aren't just our residents, because it's not just our residents utilizing. Those other guests that come into our community are helping to support those grocery tax. So that is one of our big push. I hope we do not walk out on the governor when he comes to speak to us at Lobby Day at IML. I've heard that in the rumor, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But we've got to make sure that he hears our voice as we go down and speak as one voice from all the residents in all the different communities and cities from out around the state of Illinois. So that's just some of the things that I know we will also be meeting with some of our legislators. Senator Johnson, Representative Morgan, Representative Mayfield. So, but so thank you. Thank you, Greg.
I just got, go ahead. Has he replied, no, not replied, has he stated his reasoning for doing that? Or his justification
That's
for
something
taking
we
it?
can ask him on Wednesday.
I thought maybe we had it like.
No, I have not heard exactly his total reasoning. Again, I think that's, he's trying to give something back to the residents, but it's hurting the municipalities. So,
Thank you.
Mayor, I just want to say one thing. I know everybody can't go around the lobby day and do things, but I just want to make sure that ones that's still up here today, you can get hold of your representative. If you can't go, email them, talk to them, get on the phone and call them up. That's something you can do. We sit there arguing about things about the community. Focus on your community. You can go do this here to bring money back to your community. That's what I'm trying to say. We talk about it, but we talk about credit card. We talk about what this ain't done, this ain't done. Focus on doing something for our city. I'm tired of this here. We just up here just talking about this and that. You got representatives. We got $600,000 last year. but we'll get, I don't know. But if we don't contact them, don't want automatically, one guy to do everything. Somebody gotta step up to the plate too and do some things too. So
We've got to
reach out to, as a team here. You talk about a
speak as
team?
one voice.
Right,
And everyone that's got this
Got a
package
package.
knows what our issues are.
right. Thank you, man.
All right.
Mayor, I wanted to just ask Greg one thing. I know with him going down there, he mentioned about Public Works. If you could check in on a leaf, because I'm not going to Springfield. So if you could check in on a leaf, truck for a grant, I know they give grants for those vehicles and stuff. If you could follow up with them.
Bob prepared some numbers,
did he?
or during the last.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know.
and what the cost would be, I think he presented it to council, so I'll secure those numbers from him.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And
Alderman-
Greg, I'm driving. I'm driving. You could be the passenger. I just want the public to know. You scared me, all right?
Mr. Mayor,
Greg, I'll see you down there sometime if he's driving. We'll be down there waiting for you.
Hey, I'm okay in my driving, okay?
Alderman Coleman?
Mr. Mayor, first of all, I would like to say to our comptroller, Mrs. Joyner, that I've sat through a few budget meetings in the city of North Chicago over the years, and I would like to say that the budget went really, really, really well this year. Congratulations. I'm seeing the progress and the growth as a comptroller. You started when I started, so I just wanted to just say good job and echo the mayor that I think our comptroller did one heck of a job on the budget. And as far as Chief Jackson, I would not only say good job to her, but good job to you as well. I think you've been a breath of fresh air to the city. And I wanted to tell you personally, good job. And you know I don't give out fake compliments. So I hope you take that in all sincerity. You've been an addition to the team, Chief Jackson, most definitely. And to all of the aldermen, congratulations as well. We had a budget presentation and we got it passed in the next budget, which we are on our budget deadline. So that went really smooth. So I think all the aldermen worked well together to get the budget passed. I think the residents need to know that. And the mayor and his entire staff did a good job. With that being said, Mr. Mayor, I do agree that we should come together in an effort and every dollar counts, and we need that $100,000 for those groceries. But I guess my question to you would be, do you have an agenda, like Carl said, of other things that you can maybe tell us about that will directly affect our community? Because we're not going to lose billions because we don't have a grocery store. So a leaf blower grant is excellent. Carl came up with, Alderman Evans came up with a great idea. Do you have anything else that you can let the council know that when you go down to Springfield, that's on your agenda that will affect the residents directly, like a leaf blower?
Well, Alderman, I'm not exactly, well, I mean, that's something that we want to see about as far as grant dollars. I will say that to the residents at the federal level, I know that at our Sheridan Crossing, something that we have been working very hard to do, we've acquired some $7 million to do a cleanup on that site. We've got $4 million that we were able to acquire from Senator Brad Snyder, our Congressman Brad Snyder. We've got $500,000 from Senator Durbin to do lead line replacements throughout our city. At the Sheridan Crossing site from DECO, we received another $2 million. So hopefully this year, and I'm not saying hopefully, we will be starting to see cleanup on that site to get out from under our regulatory agencies such as the Illinois EPA and the RCRA concern. So that's part of what we have seen. Out on 41, we have been working very hard to get Compass truck stop going within the city of North Chicago. So, I mean, and as we continue to move forward in the police department, we have acquired some, what was it, 200 and something thousand in the police department to do cameras, some additional, 600,000, yeah, okay. So yes, Alderman, we have been moving the city forward in regards to issues as far as grant dollars that have been coming into the city of North Chicago, which I'm very proud of, but it's also the city council that we work together as one voice as we continue to move North Chicago forward. So is there anything else you would look for?
Mr. Mayor, that is an excellent resume. And I know that, you do work, throughout the year, and you have worked with the council to bring some of those things to the city. And I think that's great. But I didn't ask that question. The question I asked was, we have a plan to go down to Springfield, and you asked us to make sure that we mention the grocery tax. So my question is, when you go down to Springfield now, not what we've already done, other than the grocery tax, is there anything else on the agenda that you're going to be speaking with our representatives about that you can let the council and the residents know that not only is the grocery tax I'm going to be speaking about, or the leaf blower, but as a mayor, I'm going to be speaking about this as well, that will effectively direct our community.
Well, Alderman, just so you'll know that, and you will receive a packet when you get back into City Hall. It will be in your mailbox, but we're going to be seeking $2.5 million in regards to the rehabilitation of City Hall, the police department. We are going to be looking for dollars in regards to the city, the police department and the fire department regarding dollars to do rehabilitation also in both the police and fire department. $1.2 million for Broadway to redo Broadway. Our public works, though we have allocated dollars to rehab public works, the water department, which you're well aware of, we are going to be seeking another $4 million as far as a legislation in regards to that. And Sheridan Road, $3 million on that. So, I mean, these are just some of the things that we are going to be asking our legislators to support us on, and hopefully they will be able to acquire dollars into the next fiscal budget down in Springfield to help with the city of North Chicago in their quest.
Great job, Mr. Mayor. I'll be looking forward to that packet, and I would love to get on board with you with that. Great
Thank
job.
you.
That's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. So we do have to have executive session. It's item 9-1, and I'd like to get a motion that we go into executive session for 5 ILCS 122 C1, appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Smith, that we go into executive session. Are there any questions?
Question, Mayor.
Alderman,
What about 10-1 and 10-2?
we'll decide that once we come back out.
So we're gonna come back out on it, okay?
Yes,
All right.
yes, okay.
Just wanted to make sure it's safe.
Yes, no, yeah, we'll come back out and decide
Okay.
whether we want to move forward on those or not. Can we do a roll call? I'll get to it.
Alderman Coleman,
Aye.
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January. Aye. Executive session. Alderman Jackson.
Motion carried. Alderman Coleman, Alderman Murphy, we ask that you disconnect and then reconnect once we get back into the meeting.
Ain't trying to.
Thank you.
They're both in there.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to resume our city council meeting. Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman January, that the city council meeting come back into session. Are there any questions? Roll call. Where's my phone?
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Coleman, to reconvene the meeting.
Oh, aye. Sorry, that's a present.
Alderman Coleman.
Can you repeat? I just logged in. Can you repeat the vote?
This is to reconvene the meeting.
Aye.
Yes, aye, okay. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye, present.
Alderman January. Aye.
All right, we're back into session. We do have two more items that we'd like to go into. 10-1, consideration and approval waiving first reading of Baxter Woodman proposal for staff augmentation. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion, Mayor, that we, approve 10-1.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Smith, that, 10-1 be passed as presented. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Coleman.
I recuse.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January. Alderman Jackson.
Aye. Motion carried. 10-2, consideration and approval of Baxter Woodman's proposal for staff augmentation not to exceed the amount of $36,000.
Make a motion that we approve 10-2 as presented.
It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman January, that 10-2 be passed as presented. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January. Aye. Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Recuse.
Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman January. The city council meeting stand adjourned. Are any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on.
One second.
Okay. You ready?
All right, at this time, I'd like to call the Judiciary Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Alderman January. Present.
Okay, at this time, we have three items that are up for discussion and review. The first one is the discussion review of ordinance amending Title II, Chapter 4, Section 3, duties of treasurer. Second item is discussion and review of procurement ordinance amendment for department purchases from $50 to $100. And third is the discussion review of ordinance amending Title II, Chapter 2, automatic spending. And we'll start with the first one. Again, that is the one dealing with the duties of the treasurer. And for the committee members, I would like to have this moved to the May 6th meeting. I would like to have it postponed to the May 6th meeting. My reasoning for that is because I would like to have the original principal attorney that will be here that this all started under, and if we have any questions for him, therefore, he would be able to address the council properly versus having the assistant here and not knowing the entirety and of what we're discussing. So I'm looking to move this to May 6th.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Who would be that?
Mr. Chairman?
That would be Alderman Simon. I mean, Attorney Simon. I moved him up, sorry. No, I got Alderman on the brain, so that'd be Attorney Simon, would be here on that day to address any issues, so. Tell him, he gets to be an alderman, so. So that is that, and, again, I hope that should suffice. Obviously, the goal was to bring it back up as we talked about, at the last meeting, so it's been brought back up as requested. And so now we just want to move it to the next, city council meeting.
Mr. Chairman?
Alderman?
As a sponsor of the bill, I stand with you and I agree.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, number 2, discussion and review of procurement ordinance amending for department purchases from $50 to $100. Was someone presenting that one or?
Mr. Chairman,
Alderman Coleman.
as the sponsor of the bill, kind of explaining the procurement policy. Right now, everyone, anything over a $50 purchase, you have to call the purchasing agent. And because and this was written in 1994. So basically, this is just an update to the policy because what you used to buy for $50, you now have to spend $100 because of the price of the dollar. So we're just updating the ordinance from 1994 to the current dollar amount. It's not a major ordinance change.
It was,
Okay.
to the Alderman's point, sure, Mr. Chair, it was a inflationary adjustment. Dollar stores even gone up.
Well, that's true. It's $1.25 now. You're right. So, okay, if none of the aldermen, do any of them have any questions, comments, or we can just move this ahead to next council meeting for a final consideration and approval. Okay, hopefully that'll be done on May 6th meeting. The third item is a discussion review of ordinance amending Title II, Chapter 2, automatic spending. Who is discussing that matter? It's open for discussion, automatic spending. Chief Jackson, I believe, is coming this way, or at least, unless he's doing a round robin there. He's coming this way. Thank you, Chief
Just
Jackson.
trying to get my Fitbit stuff.
Okay.
in,
Oh.
Mr. Chairman.
But tomorrow.
For sure. We're basically hoping that we get some sense of acceptance from the council. Attorney Simon put this together at the council's request about automatic spending. This was taking information from a bunch of different sources that we presented to council. Had to be 60 days ago, if not a bit longer. And just asking the council to digest it. If the council hasn't digested it yet or are looking for more detail, Mr. Chair, I would recommend that it get passed to committee and reviewed in committee again, because this was a automatic spending, and how it was spent and how much could be spent was a contentious issue, or one, I should say, that rose to a strong level of debate. So I would ask that if the committee's so inclined to table this until the next committee meeting for further discussion.
Sounds like
Alderman?
I just have a quick question. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here in this ordinance, that we're putting together for Aldermatic, why do we have to say just specifically Aldermatic? Why can it not be including all elected officials?
I think if we're going to suggest including the city treasurer and the city clerk on that, I think.
Mayor, the elected officials.
The only issue with the mayor is, an issue, I don't want to say it that way, but is that the mayor serves as a department head, so there's
He's
gonna,
an elected official that still has some regulations that he has to follow as an elected official, just as us elected officials do.
the code shows the mayor as a department head, as well as an elected official every 4 years. I
Yes.
would defer to the city attorney, and I would defer to the council on that language that they would choose. That's certainly something that's,
I mean, I can
staff's not in
see
a
where
position.
maybe within this ordinance, we'd like to, maybe say, elected officials, maybe the clerk's office, whatever we want to do it, maybe make it clearer in the ordinance and have a spot where it says Aldermatic, but not just make it Aldermatic, because all elected officials here in this city, in this municipality, do spend. So there needs to be the checks and balances, and if we're gonna put it on the alderman only, that's not correct. We need to have it on all elected officials.
I would defer to
So-
I would defer to the council's reading and then offering up suggestions on it for the next meeting.
Okay, so then I would say if we could look at this one more time in committee when, city attorney Simon is available, which is next.
Okay, so you want to move it to postpone it till the next council meeting?
If everyone's okay with that, I mean,
Put it
I
under-
think it makes sense to make a little bit more discussion or have more discussion about this. Cause
Yes, it referred back to committee, it seemed to be the general unofficial consensus, but yeah, so I'll get in trouble.
Yes.
Alderman,
And Alderman January do have a great point. It shouldn't just be automatic. If you're gonna do it, we should do it with all elected officials. So that's what you may wanna look at when you bring it back up. So just pinpoint one group of people. I think we've been doing this for about 4 years now, so this is not nothing new. It's just something that's coming up and going on for about 4 years, but just to make it even, it's gotta be all or nothing. That makes more sense. Yeah, that's checks and balances.
is that part of
Could-
leveling the
could I-
playing field? No.
Can I just say one thing then?
Mayor? go
In
ahead.
regards to that, then as the chief of staff didn't broke it down, then as the executive officer, as mayor, then that should be broken down then in regards to the responsibilities and direction as a mayor. Because whoever sits in this seat, and again, that's whoever sits in the seat, should have that responsibility of being a mayor and utilizing the funds in a proper way. And that should be spelled out.
That's what I'm asking for.
Yes, exactly.
Every elected official is covered by the statute. And then based on the statute, looking at that, and maybe we might have to tweak it a little to, make it fit for this municipality. So, because we are home rule.
Continue on that 39.
I want to make sure that we're having checks and balances, that we're having the accountability. This is what I've been asking for years, so I appreciate that.
We're
Thank
getting
you.
there, slowly but surely.
Yep.
Any other alderman?
Mr. Chairman,
Alderman Coleman?
I have to agree with the mayor. I have to stand with the mayor on this one. I think that as the head of the city, he does have different responsibilities, and I have to agree with that. But as far as the aldermen are concerned, I do believe that it should say all elected officials, and possibly have a category for mayor inside of that statute or ordinance that gives him exclusive powers. But like the mayor said, it would then be spelled out, meaning you would still have, everyone would follow the elected officials policy, and then he would have a certain section that all the aldermen would agree that, okay, this is okay for whichever mayor sits in that seat. So I think that maybe we should just have a certain section for the executive of the city under an elected officials. That should still be the title, though. That has to be the title. I rescind the floor.
All right, is there anyone else? If not, we'll move this to the next meeting, May 6th. And hopefully, City Attorney Megan will fill City Attorney Simon in on what the wishes are of the council under Judiciary Committee for May 6th. Okay, is there any other questions? If not, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn the Judiciary Committee meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Alderman January, second by Alderman Evans to adjourn the Judiciary Committee meeting at this time. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Okay, at this time, the Judiciary Committee meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all.
Okay, pardon me. Before convening the Human Resources Committee meeting, we have one item on the committee agenda, discussion of Human Resources Department monthly report. I'd like to ask at this time that if any of you have questions, then we can open the floor for discussion. If there are no questions, then we'll move on. So any questions? Okay, hearing none, then we'll move on to the next committee. Thank you very much.
All right, I would like to open up Economic Development Planning and Zoning Committee. Roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present?
Alderman January. Present.
All right, we have two items for discussion. Discussion of Economic Development Department monthly report. Are there any questions on that? All right, thank you. Our second one is discussion of resolution of reallocating of 2024 volume cap to Village of Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Greg?
I would, I'm standing in Taylor's place because Taylor is finishing up a conference, planners conference in Minnesota under the watchful eye of City Attorney Silverman. So I guess this is I'm not familiar with this ordinance. I understand that it's been passed each year by the city. We don't use the bond, and so we yield it to Buffalo Grove, I guess, but this is new territory for me, so.
Yes, it's always been allocated to there. If there is at some point a development that is large enough to utilize it, then Buffalo Grove is the kind of the yes, they kind of organize it.
They're the host of the bond clearing.
Yes, thank you. It's just kind of a formality.
Alderman Evans.
How much money do we give to them?
It's 3 million something.
We give them 3 million? Yeah. We give them that much money. So what do we get out of, what do we receive?
Well, it's what? Yeah.
It's a volume cap.
Go ahead.
Alderman, it's not actually money that we give them. What it is it's a private activity bond exempt for you, so that way you don't have to. It's for large projects that generally affect the health and welfare of large communities. So you're talking about airports, housing development, things like that. And what they do is a certain amount is allocated per the population. I think it's $125 per capita. And what they do is the state give it over, it comes from federal government, it goes to the state, and then the state allocates based off of that number of population. So it's not really actual funds that we give, it's for us to pass the bonds to be able for the taxpayer to be exempt from paying taxes on it. So it's not really funds that we actually receive.
So, okay, it may not be actual funds,
Mhm.
but we're doing something here, because.
Yeah, so it's-
Dollars is.
It's a
Come from
pool,
somewhere.
it's a pool fund, and it's projects that can be passed by state or federal that they have to approve them. So it's not money just for us as a city that we can use. There's certain projects that would have to be able, so if we were gonna build an airport or something like that, then you could take that to federal government or state legislators and say, we're gonna build a airport in our area, for example, and then those funds can be tapped into.
So if we wanna do something, say the city of North Chicago
Mhm.
wanna do something,
Yes.
with that organization, they will back us.
Correct. Correct.
So-
So this is for the amount for all home rule cities within the state.
So how long we been doing this?
I think it goes back to 2001.
So have we ever used any of those funds?
No, we haven't had any projects that would qualify for us to use the funds.
Has anyone?
Not that I'm aware of,
No
no.
one? Oh, okay, that's what,
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's
23 years.
Yeah, it's a
You
pool
just-
of money that's sitting there for when it's approved, then you'll be able to use imagine an airport, how much it would cost to build an airport if that was
Right.
something you were
I'm
gonna do.
just saying,
There's gonna be funds sitting there for you to be able to take on that
Right.
project.
So speaking on that, if the Waukegan Airport was ever to get off the ground, maybe that's something that
Mhm.
could at some point be allocated these funds.
Right, and then
to
it,
help
unfortunately,
develop.
it does have to be approved on the, I think, state and then federal level, because remember, it's federal dollars that's going to the state to be allocated back to, in the communities for, again, it's more like for welfare of the community, something that's gonna help the US economy as a whole. I guess.
So question,
Sorry.
question, kid. So we don't have anything over the past 23 years, I'm just using that.
Mhm.
For the past 23 years, we haven't had anything that we have a desire that we could build in this community that they could offer to us?
I can only speak from the time that I've been here since 2012. We have not went out to ask for any of the projects that would be eligible to utilize these funds.
We don't have anything that major to try to draw those funds.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying, so.
Yeah.
We're spending, I know you said it's not actual.
Yeah, it's not actual money.
But
So it's kind of if you use it or you lose it type of thing. So we pass it. Oh, so it's a kind of use it or lose it type of thing. So if you don't allocate it, so Buffalo Grove is the home. Yeah, if you don't, we'll lose it basically. So now by going to Lake Bluff and we're being a part of that pool, at some point, if we needed to use the funds, then it would be there available. But then that goes for all the other home rule communities that's within the funds.
Try not to let those dollars slip away.
Right, and go back to the
And I
state.
think what would be more beneficial for the council as a whole, I know where we're going with this.
Mr. Chairman,
Hold on a second.
I'm sorry, if we could provide the council with, samples of the scale type projects
Right.
that would be, the money would be used for.
Yeah, it would be helpful.
Can we get a number,
West Main Street.
we get a number as to how much is in the pool? If you don't have it right now, but you could get back to me.
Yeah, we can get back to you on the exact amount.
And then is there a minimum amount that we could use and is there a maximum amount?
As far as the project is concerned?
Can't use it.
Yeah, I'm not, we can't use any a lot. You have to go and get approved for it first.
Mhm.
And then basically it's tax exempt bonding. So it's not something that the city can use. if you understand what I'm
Oh.
saying. Yeah,
I
it's-
thought we had a project that we wanted to do as a city.
No, it would be for the person that's building the project. That's
Oh.
what it wouldn't be for the city's purpose.
Gotcha. Alderman Coleman.
Yeah, quick question. So none of this money comes from taxpayers' dollars? None of the payment? It doesn't affect the taxpayers at all? I just trying to get some clarity.
What taxpayers? Are you speaking of the city of North Chicago residents or?
Yes, yes. We
No.
give how much
No, it
money
does
do
not affect the city of, no, it does not affect the city of North Chicago taxpayers.
Okay, so we spend zero tax dollars on it.
Correct. It's a federal allocation that goes to the state. So yeah, it's not, there's no tax effect to our residents.
So basically what you're saying is the state gives us $1.8 million that we can't use, but we can give it away to somebody else.
Right, they're tax exempt private activity bonds, Alderman. It's not cash that we can move and go some, and utilize. But it doesn't
right.
have anything to do with the taxpayers.
Okay. Well, I'm be honest. I mean, I've heard of this since 2012. It's kind of complicated for me. I don't quite understand it yet. If we can give it, I don't know if all the other aldermen understand, but I would trust you, but it's a few things that I would probably want to verify. I want to make sure that the taxpayers' money, that we can't use this fund for anything else. Just a few things I just want to verify. So if we could push this discussion back to the next meeting, that would give us all time. Because once again, we're getting our packets on Friday. So if you could push it back to the next meeting, yes.
Alderman Coleman, can you just ask your questions now?
For what? No, I can't verify now. I can ask a question and whatever she tells me, I mean, I can agree with it, but I won't have time to verify it. Unless there's an alderman that can explain the process to me. I mean, is there an alderman up there that can explain about the bond process that we're voting on? That can give me some clarity? Oh, okay. Can we push it to the next meeting?
No. That's why
All
if
right.
you have a question, well, let's answer the question now.
It's not a question, sir. I got my questions answered. I just don't have time to verify it. We just got our packets on Friday. I want to verify the process. I want to make sure our taxpayers are not being affected, or if we can use this money in a different, more efficient way. So I need to verify that.
Alderman, if you like, I can send you the link for it if you want to read up on it. I do have a link that I can send you over.
Okay, man.
But yeah, there is no effect to the taxpayers.
Okay, well, let me verify. Let me ask my questions now. Is the treasurer available?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, treasurer, you're the man. You're the guy that we're going to trust here. What are some of? I mean, we've got to have two. We need more than one opinion. Do you, in your opinion of being the treasurer, what are some of the drawbacks and what are some of the positives of this fund?
My office hasn't anything to do with this particular bond, really. So I can't really assess it, to be completely honest with you. But as the comptroller stated, we don't pay any money out and we haven't received anything since I've been here.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking of your general knowledge. You're the one with all the CPAs and stuff, but your general knowledge of how this funding works. Do you think it's a good? What are some of the positives and drawbacks?
If you're referring to like Lake County Partners, the one project I could think of, which this stuff I would assume would fall under, is that deep pool thing that they're trying to build in the community. Outside of that, I couldn't tell you what would qualify for this type of program. again, that's only based on my knowledge from being on the county board.
Okay. So you think it's a positive thing? It's all positive.
Yes, it can be a positive for the community.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna go and trust and within my staff and the treasurer of the city, and I'll vote with it, based on our staff, recommendation and our treasurer.
Thank you. Alderman Jackson.
Tawanda, just a question. Again, I know you said that the money obviously goes into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Is it ever to anyone's knowledge, yours, Chief Jackson, is there any way possible any of this funding could be used for Sheridan Crossing at any time? I'm just asking, because it's just, looking at it, I mean, it's a large pot of money. I'm just curious, is that something that could potentially qualify, or is that something not even in the, if you don't know, I'm fine with that.
Well, I'm not gonna say no, but the only issue is that generally it's for the welfare of the economy, so that affects multiple individuals. So I'm not really for sure. That could be a question that we can reach out to Buffalo Grove and ask them, but I'm thinking that it's not gonna be big enough in order for it to tap into these funds.
I have not been aware of any community ever utilizing it for redevelopment
Mm-hmm.
of their,
And it is for, like you said, for economic development. So it is for something to, again, normally big, massive projects that we're talking about.
It's not for single municipal
No.
Right,
use.
exactly.
Mm-mm.
It has to be multiple communities.
Yes.
Using it at one time.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Can I get a motion to close economic?
So moved.
Been properly moved by Alderman Jackson, second by Alderman.
Allen.
Second by Alderman, Allen. Roll. That.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman,
Aye.
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen, Alderman Smith,
Aye.
Alderman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderman January.
We're gonna open up the Public Works Committee meeting, roll call.
Alderman Jackson,
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
And January.
Present.
We're gonna have one item on the agenda, that will be the discussion and review to approve the fiscal year 2025 Public Work and Facilities Management Vendor List. We're gonna have Bob.
This is something that we started doing under Chief of Staff Kilbane, and we have continued the tradition of putting together a list of vendors that we use throughout the year and an approximate amount that we plan on spending with each vendor. We update it each year, and that's what you have. We're asking just for you to understand who we use. Now, these vendors, obviously, there can be some that come into the fold afterwards, but these are just the ones that we've traditionally done business with and have interjected over the last several years.
Are there any questions? Bob, I got one question. I just want this out. I know that we had switched vendors from the waste management to LRS. And I know I've been getting a lot of complaints about LRS, as you know, throughout the city, not just throughout the city. And I know we signed a contract with them for approximately, I think it was about 5 years. Is there any way in the future that, no matter who's sitting up here, that people could get these contracts shortened without higher pricing? or could
Well,
it be-
there's, when you enter into a contract, it's your choice. You could do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. Obviously, the longer the contract, usually the lower the price. So if you take a very short-term contract, you're going to pay exponentially more.
Right.
So that's a choice that you all
that
would
we
have
all
to
would have
make.
to make. I think it would be a wise choice, because right now, when we picked that LRS, we fell back than moving forward than what we had. Because a lot of people, they don't get their, we had unlimited items, and now you're limited what you're doing. The leaves bags and stuff, everything is more limited versus what we had, so I think we got.
I wasn't part of the
No,
contract,
you wasn't part of that
but
contract.
I do want to point out that when we talked about it, when negotiations were happening, we asked for everything that was contained in the previous contract to roll over. So how that disconnect happened, I can't speak to it.
Right, right. Okay, well, you're right. It was, Alderman Smith.
All right, cause I was, I would like us to put some bite into this, because I was adamant about making sure
That
that.
everything you had
Yes,
before, you had again.
yes.
And I do remember
Yes, so
that.
what I'm saying, then, if they're not standing up to what we agreed upon as a contract, then we need to do something about it, because like I said, I was adamant, it was confirmed to me, you have exactly
Same thing.
what you had, and that's not happening. So how can we move forward with this, attorney?
Well, if
We're
the
taking up-
contract does say, I know the issue we're talking about right now is, yard waste is limited to 6 bags,
Yeah.
which is a very small amount. And if that's what's in the contract, unless, I don't know if it's possible to renegotiate a portion of that.
Renegotiate. Let's cut you off, I'm sorry, go ahead. All right, not to renegotiate, do what you say you're supposed to do. I know, I've had calls, they're supposed to pick up a mattress. Hey, right across the street, a mattress still been sitting out there a month. And they take it out, I talk to them, they take it out, they say they don't pick it up.
Well, if it's in the contract, we have to hold their feet to the fire. So if it indeed says that they're allowed to put out 1 large item per week, like a mattress, that should be picked up. So I will take that complaint to the company and mention it to them. And all I can say is, I will look into the actual verbiage on that, but when I asked about how much yard waste was allowed, I was told 6 bags.
Yeah.
Per week.
And I guess the other thing would be,
But if it's not written in there, if it says unlimited, well, then they can't change it midstream.
correct, so what I'm saying too is that your responsibility, or that should be somebody else's responsibility? Because, you have enough that you're supposed to be doing, so I'm just saying, let's find, should we get a letter from the attorney to send to them? Cause we can look in the contract, cause unlimited means exactly what it says, unlimited. When cause I've had 2 people call me, well, they told me I could only do 6 bags, they took 6 and left the others, and like I said, we got a mattress sitting right across the street, and it looks bad, and they haven't picked it up yet. So I'm saying, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Well, generally speaking, most of the complaints do come to us. And when they do, I go to their general manager and bring them up. So right now, that's the system of how it's been working. And I'd be more than happy to go back to him again and clarify the contract.
And you do have a copy.
I don't have it in the office, but I'll get one.
Thank you, Alderman. So I know myself, I had a similar issue where they didn't want to pick up something, large item, and I had to pay $50 for them to even come pick it up.
Wow.
So I think that we need to
clarify it.
that truly.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
And again, I just want to say, not clarify, it's in writing.
Well, the
Unlimited.
contract is right.
We need to put some bite into what we say we're going to do.
Well, we have to see what's written in that contract, because hearsay doesn't get it.
Right.
So if it's in the contract that they are going to pick up unlimited waste, then it could become a legal issue. So we'll have to have them and enforce our legal team will enforce the contract.
All right. Could you please give that to me with that?
I will look into it.
Thank you. Alderman January.
I'm a little perplexed about a couple of things that were just said. One, you said you don't have a copy of the contract in your office.
Correct.
Why not? This falls under your realm as the director. Why do you not have a copy of it?
Wasn't forwarded to me, but I can go and look and see if I can find it in the vault that we have in our,
Second of all, did you not assist with putting this contract together with this company?
I had no part of it.
As a director over this area, you had no part of
I
the
did not.
contract.
I was not
Why not,
consulted.
Mayor?
He wasn't here. At the time, David Kilbane was here. That's who did that.
Okay.
Our chief of staff was the chief negotiator.
So you have, Mayor, they have no part as directors and
I think also, solid waste, wasn't it? Or Walter Willis?
It was waste management,
Waste, yeah, they were
I
also
mean,
part, but.
our director should be involved.
but he wasn't the director at the time.
No, I was there.
Was you?
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
wasn't
I was,
involved?
but I was not consulted.
Okay,
You were not consulted on the project,
right.
I was not.
on the contract. Okay, I don't, I'm still perplexed, but,
'Cause that was,
okay.
that was that other chief of staff.
So-
After the contract was put in place,
Right here.
I was bequeathed the responsibility to look over it, but
I just, as a director, I feel you should have a copy of, at least a copy of the contract. So you know what you are stating when you're calling with these complaints. And so that you can hold them to that contract. Because we need to start putting, as, you know, Alderman Smith says, the flame down and just letting them know that they can't get away with this. We have a contract. And this is our expectation.
absolutely.
So,
And if it's in there, we'll make them enforce it.
okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think that is a good point. Also with, Bob, I'm gonna just say it. We made a wonderful change when we changed chief of staffs, and therefore we're moving forward with everything. You have everything correct. All right? Okay. Anyone else? All right. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
At this time, I'd like to close the Public Works
So
Committee.
moved.
Second. Moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Smith.
Okay, sorry.
Roll call.
Alderman Jackson. Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January. Okay, sorry. You ready? Or do you?
No, I got an early ride, so. Okay, at this time, we'll call the Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Chair, Madam Clerk. Okay.
All right. What's the name? Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present?
Alderman January.
Present.
Okay, at this time, we do have 3 items listed, but 2 of them, unless the aldermen have any questions, complaints, we're talking about the fire department monthly report, police department monthly report. If you have no questions, then I'll yield till we go into, item number 2, discussion of entering into a contract with CDS Office Technology for the purchase of 4 Panasonic Tough Books, complete with mounting brackets and applicable warranties in the amount of $17,621 to replace the 2018 models currently used for patient reporting. And the presentation will be done by Chief UMAC at this time.
Good evening. The fire department is looking for authorization to enter into a contract with CDS Office Technologies for the purchase of 4 Panasonic Toughbooks, complete with mounting brackets and applicable warranties in the amount of $17,621. Our current inventory includes antiquated 2018 models that pose many risks. The risks associated with such are constant crashing of the system, inaccurate dispatch times, and complete catastrophic failure. The purchase of modern technology will allow us the ability to move forward and prevent untimely system malfunctions. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so we'll move this forward to the next meeting for consideration and approval. All right. That was the easy one. Okay,
Sure was.
with no other business before us on the Public Safety Committee, need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Allen, seconded by Alderman January to, I went brain dead. Oh. To close the Public Safety
That's
Committee
okay.
meeting.
That's
Too many
okay.
things going on.
Too many.
Roll call,
Alderman Jackson.
aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Okay, the Public Safety Committee meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. So you said 5, right?
Like to open up the Finance/Audit Committee meeting, roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
And January. Present.
We got 3 items on the agenda. Discussion of Finance/Audit Department monthly report. I think we okay on that one. 2, discussion of treasury report. Anyone have any questions on that one? On one, discussion of IT surplus equipment destruction. So that would be the only one that everyone should see in their package. They're gonna get rid of all that, equipment.
Is that just?
Yeah, it's a whole lot of, yeah. They got destroyed. Any question? It's a whole list of all kind. I make a motion, we close the Finance/Audit report. Can I get a
Really?
motion?
Second.
Okay, motion by Alderman January, second by Alderman Jackson. Roll call.
Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Smith.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Okay, Audit/Finance report, meeting is closed. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to open up the committee as a whole. Can I have a roll call?
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Okay, we have a one-item discussion in regards to Mr. Hodge. You're up. He came to me because he has a business at 1611 Audrey Nixon Boulevard, and he's looking to place a gaming parlor in that location. So I said it'd have to come in front of council, and we talked about and discussed. At this time, I think he's passing out some information.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like the rough draft there. Just wanted you guys to see what I'm talking about here.
All yours. Yes, like I say, I know that he's had several different businesses in there, but, one of the things he's looking to try to move forward on is, possibly a gaming parlor. I know that, you know, that is something that council has concern about, but I thought it at least have him give an opportunity to come in and present his case and, see if that's something we want to move forward. Did you have any questions, anything you want to say?
No, I have my building. I've been renting it out to several people. It hasn't really worked, so I decided to go this route.
Alderman January.
So what kind of business are you currently have in this building?
It's empty now.
It's empty.
Mhm.
What type of business are you looking to put in there besides liquor and gaming?
That's what I'm coming before you now.
It would
So
be
do
like
that
something
game
like,
parlor. Yeah.
what is it, the one out on 41 or some of the other parlors we have throughout the city,
Just a liquor?
no, just a
Like a
gaming.
liquor store with
No,
gaming in it?
no, just the gaming parlors that we have. Was it Trudy's out there on 41 and
Yeah,
some
but
of the,
they do other things than just liquor.
Mm-mm.
They serve food and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna, have the health inspector in there. I'll serve chips and sodas and stuff like that.
yeah, if you go out to, I mean, that's what they have on, in the shared room, yes.
I
Several of
don't
them,
hang out in gaming and liquor, so, sorry.
yeah. But that's the gaming parlors that are there within our city right now, that's all they cater to is basically gaming. Mayor.
I'm looking at your diagram, it says dining area.
Yeah, it is a dining area right there, but I won't have any food. I had a candy store there, so I do have like a bar area where you can get your snacks from. But yeah, no, I won't be selling food.
Now, also, I mean, with a gaming license, the only thing that is, in order to have a gaming license, you have to have a beer and wine license. And also, and a lot of them, they don't even, I don't know if they offer that, but they're there. Go ahead, Alderman, ask the questions.
Yeah, you know I am on that.
Yeah.
As you
So
said.
just so I'm clear, there will be no alcohol consumed, even
You-
though, or does he have to?
You have to have a beer and wine license, you don't have to have beer and wine on premise.
That's what I want to make
Correct.
clear. Is that correct?
the right to.
Right.
Yes, he would have the right to.
Right, I'm just saying, right, I'm just because he has a license doesn't mean he has to serve.
Exactly.
That's what I just want to get clarification. He can have it, but if he says 6 months down the road, you know what, this is good, I think I want to expand, I already got the license for beer and wine, so maybe I'll try it. He can do that, because he'll already have the licenses back.
On premise,
On
yes.
premise. Okay.
Mayor.
No take, no package,
No takeout.
nobody taking out, nobody in their cars drinking, hopefully not.
Right.
Mayor.
Alderman.
So just for, make sure I understand, so you just want straight gaming,
Mhm.
but doesn't he still have to buy the license?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Have you, and just looking out for another brother, have you inquired the amount for getting those licenses?
No, I haven't. I wonder.
Because it's a hefty price, so I'm just, information.
It's, I know it's it's $1,000 per game, per machine.
Per machine
Per machine.
And then the alcohol licenses too.
and the insurance.
Yeah, that's like 2,000.
Break it down to him, Twyla.
No, please do.
So it's $2,000 for the GP license, and then the machine is $1,000 per machine, and that's an annual cost.
Okay.
There's additional cost that goes to the state, but I wouldn't know that. So we approve you at a local level, then you have to go to the state of Illinois to get approved for an actual liquor license with them as well.
Okay, thank you.
And in most cases, you gotta go to a gaming
Distributor?
distributor to get your gaming machines.
Okay.
Alderman Murphy, you had a question?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am having a little trouble hearing, so I just wanted to make sure that, first of all, I want to restate what I heard, which is that having the gaming parlor license requires having the liquor license for beer and wine. But in this case, the idea would be to have the license, but not necessarily to serve beer and wine.
Correct.
And then my second question, again, just to clarify what I'm hearing, to make sure I'm hearing correctly, the only food, if anything, that would be served would be like packaged snacks, like a bag of chips or peanuts or canned soda or things of that nature. No food prep on the premises.
No food.
Okay, good. Thank you. Those were my questions. I just wanted to make sure I'm hearing correctly. Thank you.
Alderman Smith?
And just one more question. Based on your diagram, you're looking to get 6 machines?
Well, whatever they allow, I need to go to the gaming commission to see how many are allowed with that
Six
area.
is the maximum.
So 6 is the maximum. Yeah.
Now, you said looking to get 6 or you're looking at
6.
You want to do 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Alderman Coleman?
as speaking on behalf of the second ward, in which this business is located in the second ward, first of all, I would like to say thank you, Mr. Hodge, for always supporting the city of North Chicago and volunteering your time and things over the many, many, many years that you are from the city of North Chicago. I believe, like Alderman Bobby Allen says, we have to support our own. And I could not see myself in good faith knowing that we've distributed a lot of liquor licenses. I've been on board not to support one of our own. So, Mr. Hodge, Commissioner Hodge, I want you to know, as your alderman, you have my support, and thank you for all you do in our city and all the support that you give us.
Thank you.
Yes.
One last question. Mr. Hodge, just
Mike.
my clarification, would you be the sole owner of the establishment, or do you have a partnership or an LLC?
I do have an LLC.
Any other questions?
Put it on for a vote. Up or down?
Up or down? Okay. All right, we will put this on for a vote for, at the next city council meeting
Okay, thank you, guys.
on May 6th. The May 6th? Yeah, that's right, May 6th. Okay. Entertain a motion to adjourn. Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman January, that the city, committee of the whole stand adjourned. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'll see you tomorrow.